This is Himanshu back again with a new topic. This time we are going to discuss about auto layouts. So basically this will again be a series. Okay, this is going to be a series, and planning to split the whole auto layout into multiple parts. Okay, so in my playlist you can find all those videos. Right now I am we are recording the first part. So in this, what we are going to discuss is before that I should clear few points to you. Why have I chosen this auto layout topic? Because this auto layout topic, I have seen people especially beginner is to get confused in auto layout. So that is a very important point which I should consider. And the other one is, here in this video I am not going to talk about any how to solve a particular problem or something like that. I am going to talk about the concept. Using that concept, if you understand all these concepts, then I believe you can do any auto layout task easily. So as concept is important, so once you understand, you can do it. Things are going to be super easy for you. So I'll be focusing on conceptual videos. Okay. Fine. So let's start the video. So in this video, initially, I would like to introduce. I hope you know these things, but still, I should tell you. You might be aware about Cartesian plane, right? This is the Cartesian plane you might have seen, and I hope you guys might be familiar with this. This is a Cartesian plane. This is x axis. This one is x axis, and this one is y axis. So guys, please keep an eye on this mouse pointer. Okay, I'll be pointing over here so that you can understand easily. So this is negative x axis. This is positive x axis. This is positive y axis. This is negative y axis. And you can see the values here 1 2 3 4 and all those things. You know how to locate a point over here. If I say, for example, if I am talking about this point, and this coordinate will be 2 comma 1. This is 2, that is the first 2, then this is 1, so 2 comma 1. So I hope you know this. So this is a Cartesian plane, and here is the origin. The origin is the most important thing. The origin decides everything, to identify all the axes we are supposed to know about the origin. Okay, so the same way, so here why I am discussing about the Cartesian plane, because our devices do have a what we say Cartesian plane on it. So let's have a look on that. Okay, here you can see it's an iPhone 8 Plus. Okay, so I'll be showing you the origin. Where is the origin on this? Because I told you iOS device has its own Cartesian plane. So this is the origin actually. This point, this corner point, 0 comma 0. This is 0 comma 0, 0 comma 0. So basically this is the origin, and here we do have x and y axis. Obviously Cartesian plane means it will be there. Okay, this is the x axis, this is the y axis, and these two happens to be the positive one, plus x, and this is plus y. Okay, if you say negative, then it is out of the screen. This negative y also out of the screen. We are not concerned about that as of now. Okay, so 1 2 3, so that you understand easily, I'm doing this thing. 1 2 3. I hope you got these things. Okay, so this is the origin. Knowing the origin is very important. Okay, so now I told you the Cartesian plane and the origin on the screen. And one more thing you should know, that I've seen people confusing with that. Like here, for example, this is 1 point, right? This is 1 point, because this is 1 and this is 1 point. So this is basically 8 plus, iPhone 8 plus. 1 point in 8 plus is same as 1 point in iPad Pro 1 point in 11 Pro Max, any device, all in all the devices, 1 point means, I mean 1 point is always the same thing. Okay, so uh, we use something like we can call it points. Okay, so we don't use pixels over here. Okay, so don't confuse with that, points, and everything is going to be same for all the devices. Fine. Okay, so now we'll learn how an UI object is placed on a screen. To know about the auto layout, we should know about those things. Okay, so I think we can learn it better over here. Okay, so let me undo these things. Okay, I told you this thing. So whenever you are placing any object on here, I can show you. See, for example, this is a UI object. Okay, this is a UI view, and let me add some color so that you understand, I mean you can identify it easily. So this is a UI view. So whenever you place a UI view on the screen, you have to tell, it is compulsory, you have to tell the X position. Okay, this is the X position and this is the Y position. Okay, this length is the Y value, this length is the X value, correct? So you have to tell these things. Along with that, you have to tell the width and height of this UI view. Then only this UI view or the any UI object is going to appear on the screen. Otherwise, it won't appear. So if you might have created an UI object programmatically, you might have observed that thing. While creation, you have to assign. There is every UI object to have a property called frame, and you have to assign all the like x, y, width and height inside that frame. A CGRect object will be there, and you have to assign that. Okay, so you have to assign basically you have to assign these things while you are working programmatically. Okay, but we don't have to do that thing when we are using storyboard. Fine. So before starting this, you should know that this is the basic requirement, the basic criteria for any object to appear. X, y, height and width compulsory, it is required. Okay, without this it is not possible. So whenever I am placing any object, okay, I can place it over here. Okay, I placed it here. Let me add some color. See, when you are placing this directly, then it doesn't mean that you are not assigning all those things. When you are placing on it, the storyboard is there. Storyboard assigns all those values, x values, y. It calculates it and assign those things to the frame property. So that thing is being done by storyboard for you. Okay, when you do using storyboard, and if you go through programmatic approach, then you have to do that. Okay, fine. Now this was the basic criteria to so that UI object will appear on the screen. Now we do have two approach to put a UI object on a screen. We do have two approach. One is using frames. Okay, frames, and let's not call it frame. We will just call two methods or two ways are there. One is manual method and other one is automatic method. Now what does I mean by manual and automatic? See, here I am adding a UI view on the screen. Okay, if I'm adding this, what happens is, see, there is a frame property. I already told you the values will be assigned to the frame and it is good to go. Let me run this once. This is the device, not the other one. Both will come here. Okay, we can see it in the center. So let me also show you the values for those. My view, sorry, not as per convention, it should be as like camel cushion should be there, fine, no problem. Print my view dot frame. Let me print this. Okay, let's rebuild that. Okay, see here you can see 87, 384 and 240 and 128. That means 87 means x is 87, y is 384, width is 240 and height is 128. So let's record these things. Okay, copy, text edit. Let me record these things over here. Okay, now I'll tell you why I recorded it. So this is looking like this, see the center. Okay, now what happens if I, let's see how does it looks in ipad Air 3rd generation. This one is that, I think. Yeah, okay. So let's compare both of them. See, do you think this UI object like has been shifted? There is some changes, right? But frankly speaking, there is no change. Okay, that is why it is looking like this. Okay, but what we expected here, it we kept it in the center. So we were expecting it in the center over here also with the iPad. See, value also is the same value in iPad, 87, 386, 240. So that is the problem with this approach. Okay, so basically what we are doing is a manual approach, or we can call it as frame approach. So in this what happens is, whatever the values, these values we have assigned, like while using the storyboard we have, when we kept on that, it got these values. So it is not changing when I am changing the device. Okay, so that is the problem is this frame approach or the manual approach. That is why the automatic approach was introduced. Okay, what happens in automatic approach, the this like it changes. Okay, it changes the position of the object. Here the problem is it is not changing. Okay, here it is 87. See, it's 87, 384. No, uh, here it is 87, here also 87. This is 384, this is also 384. So that is not changing. This should change. Okay, this should increase a bit so that it will come here, and this should also increase a bit, so this will come to the center. So that thing is done by auto layout. Auto layout changes the position of the object automatically. Okay, here using frame, using in manual approach, if you want the object to change its position as per the device, you have to do that manually. Okay, understood. So that is the difference between frames. So this is the problem with this. So we don't want this thing to happen. So definitely we are interested in the automatic approach, that which is called as auto layout, and we call this as manual layout, what is happening right now. Okay, I mean, though there is no technical term like manual layout, but it is manual layout as it seems. Okay, this manual layout, that is auto layout. So so this was the problem with this. And one more thing, like it is not like see, auto layouts changes automatically, and in using frame also we can work the way auto layouts work, but that thing we have to be done by us. We have to do that thing. In auto layout is going to do that thing, but in frame we have to do that thing. That's it. Automatic transmission, and manual transmission in cars, same thing over here. In manual transmission, the gears in a car, if it is a manual transmission, then you have to shift the gears, and if it is an automatic transmission car, it will be shifted automatically for you. So somebody is there to do that. Okay, some framework or something like that. So the same thing is applicable here. So let's move towards auto layout. So I told you what is the problem with the frame, that is and the reason for which we are using that auto layout concept. So um, so one more thing, we have to learn that to enable auto layout, to make the layout automatically, we have to take the help of something that is called as a constant. Fine, that is called a constant. So now question is, what is a constant? Constant means restriction. So anything that restricts, okay, anything that restricts is constant. I mean, restricts means restricts for what? Restricts for the position of these UI objects. Okay, they put some restrictions on the position of the objects. Position as well as height and width. Okay, so a constraint is basically something that restricts the position and height and width of UI objects. So let's go a bit deeper into that. Okay, so in iOS we are restricting the position and dimension of a UI object using constant, as I told you. Okay. Mm, Fine. So by dimension over here I mean height and width. Okay, please don't confuse with that. By dimension I mean height and width. So no need to worry about that. So let me show you that thing over here. I do have some pictures for that. Let's move to the screen. Not required, delete. Fine. Here images, here it is there. It's there. I would like to show you the classification over here. Fine. So types of constant. See, this classification what you are seeing here is not a formal classification. This classification has been done by me. Okay, but that doesn't mean it's wrong. Okay, we can classify in this way. So basically we can classify into two categories. Okay, as I have classified this, so I don't have kept any name. I don't have given a name for these things. Okay, just I will call category 1, category 2, and everything is written over here. Fine. So category 1 means constants that restricts the position of UI object with respect to another UI object. Okay, so we have divided into two categories. In category 1 is any constant that restrict restrict a UI object with respect to another UI object, its position. For example, a label is there and a UI view is there. I will say that UI view always should be 20 points away from the label. So that is a constant. Okay, fine. In category 2, what is there? Constant that restrict the dimension of UI object with respect to another UI object. Okay, so see, it may not be always with respect to any other object, but it cannot be can be independent also. So I am very sorry for this. I have written this thing. Okay, so constant that restrict the dimension of UI object with respect to another UI object, that is not always true. I am very sorry, I have not seen that. Okay, so let me repeat this thing. Category 2, constant that restrict the dimension of UI object. That's it. Okay, that's it. It may be with respect to any object or may not be. That is not compulsory. Okay, but here in category 1 it is compulsory. It has to be with respect to someone. Fine. Okay, now again in this, under this category we have again two division, that is restriction type 1 and restriction type 2. Type 1 is for a fixed value and type 2 is for a range of values. Here in this category 2 is also the same thing. Okay, now we'll show you, or now we will go a bit detail in detail with these things. Okay, so let me show you the first one. Okay, as you can see over here, we have a wall. Okay, we have a wall here, and that too, along with this wall we have, where is that? Okay, let me open this. Okay, we have a wall here, you can see this wall, okay, and this I will call as object 1, and we have a box A, and this we will call as object 2. See here we have kept the distance as 20 meter always, so this is going to be always 20 meter. So for example, this is a box and this is a wall, this is an iron wall, consider this is an iron wall, and consider this is a iron rod, and consider this is iron box. So we have welded these three things together, so it is always be going to 20 meters, not more than that, not less than that. So this is one kind of constant where the distance is fixed, the distance is a fixed value, okay. So here I have written, fine, okay. Now what is the other type? This one, see I have written everything here clearly, okay. This is category 1, sorry, category 1, and your this one for fixed value, this image, okay. So let me clear, I hope you understood. So this, for this particular thing, this image is there, okay. Now I will show you another image, this one. I got it. So see here, see what it say, restriction or type 2 for a range of values, okay, not for a particular value, it is for a range of values. Here see the range of value is 20 to 40 meters, again wall is there, object 1, and this is one box, okay. This here you can see two boxes, that is not actually two box, I am trying to show two different position which the box A can have, either it can have this position or this position, or anywhere in between this, okay. So within this, this is either this position, this is the starting point, this is the end point, and any point in between this, okay, including this starting point and ending point. I repeat, this object can be anywhere in this area, from this A to this A, anywhere in this line. So that means what, this is 20 meters and this is 40 meters, okay. So 20 meter to 40 meter is the range. So this is putting constants for a range of value, okay. So the same thing happens for this, where is that, this one, so here I was talking about width and height. Will just we have to assign, okay, just we have to assign value. We can assign values like fixed value also we can assign here, okay, and also we can assign a value for a range. We can say like UI view is there, we can assign a height to that, and the height will be 40, and even we can do like this, like we can assign a value like from 20 to 40, okay, 20 to 40 also we can do that. So it is again in a range, okay. So 20 to 40, 10 to 15, any range we can provide, okay. So okay, you might think that this range kind of thing is not there, but I'll show you. So as of now, please, we are going to only work with this, mostly we are going to this fixed value thing, okay. Here also fixed value thing, this is will work very rarely with this, but this, don't worry, this is very easy if you, once you understand these things, and you don't like, it is very easy to catch these things, these two things, fine. So that's all for this session, and these classifications what I have seen, it's not that necessary to memorize or keep it in your mind, so don't worry, and I hope you might have understood a lot of things from here. So we will be continuing the next part, okay. So this is the part 1. So fine, we end here, okay. Bye bye.